Hello and welcome to the Tainted Tavern. And before I start this video, I'd like to thank anyone who's subscribed to this channel, and especially those who've left comments and give me a big fat thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, then please subscribe. It doesn't cost you nothing and it'll help the channel grow. Now today I am going to be smoking another tobacco that I found in my cellar, which has got a good bit of aging on it, like 11 years in fact. And I'm also going to be talking about the poll I ran on a recent video. I've got the poll up on results up on screen, but the video was called Favourite Pipe of the Day, What is Yours? In which I talked about my favourite pipe of the day and asked other people what theirs was. Well, 11 people commented on that, and they made me more comments that go on, because the way YouTube works, that video is still there. You can still watch it. Maybe you just discovered my channel with this video and you'll go back and watch that video, and we'll all get a little bit of a rigmarole back and forth. It's like, hey Doc, we gotta go back to 1945. It's that kind of thing. But today I am going to be smoking Cornell and Deal's Cajun Cake, which is another tin that has been in my cellar for a great many years. I've forgotten about it. As I say, I gave up my smoking for a long time while I was trying to give up cigarette smoking. I was a chronic cigarette smoker back in the day. I've explained this no end of times now, but just go through it quickly. So I needed to give up cigarettes. I was doing too much. I was smoking a pouch of tobacco a day. I'm estimating that's about 50 to 60 roll-up cigarettes a day. Not good for you. Needed to quit. Got myself a vape. In fact, I've still got my vape. A quick show of a vape in a pipe video. That doesn't happen very often. So when I started transitioning from cigarettes to the vape, I was afraid to go to my pipe in case it led me back down the slippery slope towards cigarette smoking. It's been 6 years now since I gave up cigarettes, and I've been back on the pipe now on and off in the last year. So, and I'm happy with my pipe. So this Cajun Cake I bought a long time ago, when it was easy enough to buy from the US, buy tobacco products and shipped over to the UK. So this came all the way from down south. Now I know that's not a southern accent, but I can't do a southern accent. I don't know what the hell that was. So sorry if I offended anyone. I can do Elvis though. Oh come on, Louisiana, New Orleans. So that's my best Elvis accent. So I'll introduce the tobacco in Elvis's accent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we got Cajun Cake. Thank you very much. So it's Cajun Cake. This tin has got a date stamp on it from the factory, so this was tinned in 2014, so it's had 11 years of age, and I have smoked it once or twice back in the past, and I've just reopened the tin today to check the consistency of it, because I'm going to review this, and it is quite dry, but it's not overly dry. So there is my Cajun Cake. As you can see, I've only had a bit of it, so it's practically the entire thing is there. It's an absolutely beautiful summer's evening, so we don't even need to go to the bothy of broken dreams. We can sit outside in the garden. I've missed the flowers. I've missed the splendour of the UK summertime, or what little summertime we have. And obviously, as I'm smoking Cajun Cake, which is billed on the Cornell and Deal label here as the classics Cajun Cake. Naturally sweet red Virginias and a touch of everyone's favourite Cajun spice, Louisiana Perique, pressed into a crumble cake. Now, as I say, this has had a good 11 years of aging, so let's see what it does to me. And because it's Cajun Cake, I thought, what better to smoke it in than a corn cob? So I'm going to be using, this is, I think this is from the Cobbett range from Missouri Meerschaum. So it's one of the kind of Lord of the Ringsy type influence pipes, but they didn't want to have to pay any copyright or whatever or get in trouble. They rather cleverly called it the Cobbett. See, cob, corn cob, hobbit. I believe this one is maybe the Shire. Oops, nearly dropped it. Or then again, it may be the Elf. They kind of semi-churchwarden type pipes. So before we go out and settle down the sun and light up a bowl of this and talk about the delights that 11 years of aging have done to this, which is a very well thought of vapor. That's Virginia's and Perique. We'll go run through the poll results. Now I'm going to be accompanying this. I'm going to have a Maxon Stout, which is a milk stout. It's a small can, but I quite like these. They're very low in alcohol. What is it, 2 point something percent? Yeah, 2.8% by ABV, alcohol by volume. So we're going to have a Maxon and a Cajun Cake. Now, the poll, the video I did, and I'll link to the video below in the description, the video I did asking, mentioning my favourite pipe of the day was usually first thing in the morning, sat outside before the rest of the world wakes up and enjoying the silence, the peace of a early morning with my pipe. And I did a video on that, and I say quite a few of you decided to comment. So Greg Hood dash PJ5QI said, Gary, I can't say because I'm disabled with my eyesight and I'm unable to drive and do a lot of things, so my favourite pipe is every time I smoke. I smoke my pipe with coffee, cold beer, tea, beer and many other drinks any time of the day. God bless. And he signs off from the old Ohio Codger and Bella, so that's quite lovely that. Big Country Brian 9911 says, just as our taste for blends changed, so was my favourite pipe of the day. It used to be before the birds were up with a strong coffee, but now it's the end of the day watching the sun go down as I start winding myself down. Cheers. Cheers to you, Big Country. That was rather poetic, I thought. Stuart Taylor 6038 said, like Matt says, weekends it is my first evening pipe. Weekdays it is my first evening pipe rather, but weekends it is my first morning pipe. And between the two, the first morning pipe on the weekend is the winner, so we've got a clear winner there. Alan the Gardener 114, who I deduce in best share of home style, must like a bit of horticulture, says, once my work is done for the day, I head up to the allotment and feed my bantams before they go to roost. I then sit in my potting shed and watch the day wind down while having a pipe, and this is my favourite pipe of the day. Bat 0021558 said, morning Gary. Morning. For me it's both first thing in the morning and last thing at night, as it sets me up for the day and helps me unwind after a busy day. So that's nice, isn't it? And pipes do help you unwind. I like I mentioned my favourite pipe was the morning pipe, but it's weather dependent, because if the more sometimes I'll skip a morning pipe. I generally smoke between 3 to 4 bowls a day, and sometimes if the weather's really bad, I can't smoke any else, I'll skip a morning pipe rather than go sit in the shed or the bothy of broken dreams, as it's become to be known. But I also like the late evening one. Okay, Milk Allman said, mine is the evening pipe when the cool air comes off the mountains, down the canyon, along the river, and hummingbirds come in to feed before dark. Wow. Carolina Kirk 70, it said, it's my morning pipe, the first one with a cup of coffee. That's my favourite pipe of the day. So a very definitive answer there from Caroline. Thank you for that. Harriet Pipes said, hi Gary, it's the end of the working day for me. Sat in my workshop with a nice malt and some music on, catching up on YouTube, nothing to do but reflect on the next day. And I don't know why Chris Harriet there suddenly had an Irish accent. Pipe chat, Matt. Hi, during the week it's my evening pipe after the day's work is done. At the weekend is my very first pipe in the morning. Reason, in both scenarios I'm relaxed and I don't think about the things I should do. Greeting, Matthias. That's nice as well. And the last one is from Robert Johnpart, and he said, I like this one, he says, my favourite pipe of the day is all day, LOL. But if I had to choose, it would be my 6 a.m. pipe on my porch with a good cup of coffee. I love the way they use LOL there, right now. We all know, don't we? LOL is laugh out loud. But when I first started using social media many years back, I assumed LOL was lots of love. I don't know why, because we used to use it years ago in things like, birthday cards. LOL, lots of love. So, I, to my eternal shame, sent a sympathy card to a friend whose auntie had died, and signed it with my greatest sympathy, LOL. Suffice to say that friend didn't talk to me for a while, but when I explained my confusion between laugh out loud and lots of love, we had a bit of a laugh. Now that's something that's brought up every now and then. Sorry your auntie died, laugh out loud. Anyway, okay, now I'll fill up the bowl with this Cajun cake, and we'll retire to the lovely summer's evening, get ourselves a nice glass poured, and a pipe of Cajun cake.
Sometimes you just have to get away. To put things in perspective, wind down. This helps. Amphora. There's no rush here. Just plenty of time to concentrate on the really important things. Come on, boy. Let's go fishing.
Mellow, bite-free Amphora. The comfortable smoke.
Let's get this pipe going. So they say 11 years of age. Virginia's should have gone under that magical transformation that happens when you age tobacco. It helps, of course. It's nice, fortuitous. This was never intended. I didn't sell it to age it. Just stopped smoking for a few years.
As I watch the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe.
Sudden wind just picked up, breeze blowing over, so I thought it'd come into the bothy of broken dreams.
Like a whisper through the cornfield comes a gentle evening breeze. At the doorway of my cottage I recall old memories. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe.
Now that's very smooth. I'm trying to pick up. I'm just very smooth at the moment. Let's get it going a bit better.
Those far off places beyond the blue, familiar faces that once I knew. I recall those days behind me and the happiness they meant. Every sundown you will find me with a...
I can taste that perique now, that spiciness that comes from the perique.
heart that is content. Smoking my pipe.
I was incredibly well married, but the strange thing is, it's so dry. I did rehydrate it a little bit, but it's so dry, I'm getting trouble keeping it light. Which, you think it would burn too quick when it was dry. So I'll get it going now. I do like a milk stout from time to time.
Smoking my pipe. You remember the first time we met? You were the only one in that railway carriage who didn't like me smoking my dear old pipe. Compromise, I opened the window. What a lovely surprise you gave me on our wedding day.
I was 11 years of age. Done to it. Well, as I haven't got a fresher version of this Cajun cake to compare it to. I can't really say. It's very nice, very smooth, very creamy. And that spiciness that perique is renowned for is kind of weaving in and out of the notes I'm getting. It's not too punchy.
A tobacco jar. How I remember each smile and tear as life's December is drawing near. Time's old ever-moving finger closes one more day, but yet, while such thoughts as mine can linger.
Pepperiness of the perique, the nutty, velvety cream of Virginia.
I'll have nothing to regret. Smoking my pipe.
Probably the magic of age.
Smoking my pipe. smoking my pipe.
Gentlemen, we have the capability to make the world's first bionic magazine. Look In. The only magazine with Bionic Woman as a color picture strip. Now follow Janie Summers every week in her thrilling adventures. And look in as well for more bionic excitement with Steve Austin, starting a brand new $6 Million Man serial. Don't miss Oscar's Bionic Twosome. They're together every week only in Look In, the world's first bionic magazine.
As I watch
Halfway through the bowl, the preek, the pepperiness, almost vinegary, is really making itself felt. Now this is really flavorful now. I'm experiencing a rush of flavor. It's also so cool and mellow and smooth.
the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed.
I've been cellaring condo tobacco lately. I'm buying quite a few pouches a week, which I won't smoke, and I'll just sell it because I'm getting paranoid with the way that tobacco sales are coming over here in the UK, that it'll be difficult to get things like that soon. I'm paranoid it's going to be discontinued. Mellow Virginia, which is going to be now called Special Virginia, which is going to be the next in my OTC. I've been trying to get that in loads of supermarkets and so far unsuccessful. I'm going to try Morrison's tomorrow, and if they haven't got it as well, I'm going to have to order it online. So, you know, things do disappear, particularly in the environment that us smokers face these days.
Smoking my pipe.
Newcomb call pipe smoking a quiet revolution.
Smoking my pipe. Like a whisper through the cornfield comes a gentle evening breeze at the doorway of my
Good. Packed with taste.
cottage. I recall all memories. Smoking my pipe. Smoking my pipe. Those far off places beyond the blue.
Let's get it light. Wow. 11 years old. 11 years of the constituent parts of the blend marrying together, mingling, doing a samba within the tin. It's going to rain. Typical. They're forecast thunderstorms overnight.
Familiar faces that once I knew. I recall those days behind me and the happiness they meant. Every sundown you will find me with a heart that is content.
Very, very, very nice. The current blender of Cornell and Deal, Mr. Reeves, I think, Jeremy Reeves, I think this predates him taking over his head blender. I think it was Craig Tarley, wasn't it, and his wife. And Craig has sadly passed away. I think Craig was still around when this was placed in the tin. Probably Craig was in charge of this blend back then.
Smoking my pipe. Smoking my pipe.
I think it's raining a little bit now. The wind have certainly picked up. I'll have to take the umbrella in.
You remember the first time we met? You were the only one in that railway carriage who didn't like me smoking Madeira pipe. Compromise, I opened the window. What a lovely surprise you gave me on our wedding day.
Still very warm, sultry evening. Seems rather fitted to be smoking Kajun Cake. I may not be down deep south, but I'm South Wales.
A tobacco jar. How I remember each smile and tear.
Get alligators in these pants. we get some pretty mean sheep.
As life's December is drawing near, time's old ever
Really happy with the smoke.
moving finger closes one more day, but yet, while such thoughts as mine can linger, I'll have nothing to regret. Smoking my pipe.
The magazine's going on well too. More than halfway through the bowl. It's really going well. Paprika's making itself known. That Pariki spiciness is there. And the Virginia sweetness is very pronounced now. You know, I read today that the name, I was reading some article, and it was saying that the name Missouri Meerschaum came from Mark Twain. Apparently, these were originally, when the Missouri Meerschaum Company were originally making these, they just called them corn cobs, and they were not called the Missouri Meerschaum Company themselves, but they took the name from Mark Twain. Back in the 19th century, Meerschaum pipes were very popular, and Twain hated snobbery, and he was with some chap who had a collection of expensive Meerschaum pipes, and the guy was being all pretentious and saying, "Oh, these Meerschaums are very fine, aren't they? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy." And Mark Twain pulled out a battered old corn cob and said, "Well, this here is the Missouri Meerschaum." Almost had the accent that time. I do love Mark Twain. Huckleberry Finn, in fact, is probably my favourite book of all time. I've read it multiple times. I'd say I read it at least once a year. Currently reading Lord of the Rings. I've never read it, so I decided to go through the 3 books in the Lord of the Rings sequence. Because there's a quote somewhere from a famous reviewer, and he says, "The world is filled with 2 kinds of people. Those who have read Lord of the Rings and those who are yet to read it." It's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Sat out here. I come out here 20 minutes ago. It was a beautiful summer's evening. Still a beautiful summer's evening, but the sky's become overcast. The wind is picking up. There's definitely some rain coming in, and they do have forecast thunderstorms. So maybe this is a good time to talk a little bit about this channel, and especially as I did at the beginning of this video, I did the comments that people had left about their favourite pipe of the day. The channel's growing. I'm really happy with the way the channel's growing. As well as pipe tobaccos, I review a lot of whiskies, beers, and I also want to do more talking about films and books because I am a writer, and literature is something that's very close to my heart. So I want to do more of those type videos, and I hope you, if you've come here to watch the tobacco reviews or the pipe reviews, I hope you will spare some time and take a look at some of my other content and all, because the Tainted Tavern is a broad church, and I'm going to cover all types of different things, and the pipe won't be very far from my mouth. Now I'm back after so many years away. I am a committed pipe puffer. And plus you get a range of zany accents on this channel. Where else can you get them? Oh, be Jesus, we do it all on you. Aye, we do. Har, 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 har. And you get to hear Rupert Everett singing, Rupert Everett, the guy who sings the song that accompanies this video, "Smoking My Pipe," that song, was actually played the George Simeon character, Detective Migray, on television in the 60s. It's a popular version of Migray. Migray, of course, the detective, was a committed pipe smoker. Song is out of copyright now. You can use it, and I like it to accompany these videos because I think for the periods where you're just puffing away, when I'm trying to experience the nuances of a tobacco, to talk about it, that playing over kind of, you know, I just think it makes the video flow much more easily. It's a cool song though. Cool song from a bygone age. That's another thing, an interesting subject for a video that I've got lined up. Is pipe smoking something of a bygone age? Does it have a future? And I'll be looking at that. And I've started working on that already, gathering evidence, gathering data. I think it's going to be quite interesting, so I hope you'll enjoy that. It takes in the fact that there is a resurgence of new pipe smokers, younger pipe smokers. But these pipe smokers are health conscious, which is good, and they're smoking very moderately. Perhaps a bowl a day, maybe a bowl a week. And that's great, each to their own, is good. But can the industry, as older codgers die off? I think I've got a lot of years left in me yet, though. And only the younger pipe smokers remain with their one bowl a week, one bowl a month even. Can the industry sustain itself on that? Because they're not going to be buying that much tobacco, are they? And already we've seen tobacco blends that are vanishing at an alarming rate. So that's a subject for a future video. Not long enough from the bottom of the bowl, I don't think. Punchy with taste. Perique and Virginia, both now distinct from each other, and yet paradoxically married together, working on each other, complementing each other. This is a bloody good blend, and with the age on it, it's fantastic. That'll one day be another subject on all aging tobacco, because a lot of blends are made purposely to be aged. They do improve with time, like a fine wine. Can pipe tobacco be too old? Can it lose its distinctive qualities if it's so old? We'll look at that later in another video.
Smoking my pipe. Smoking
I'm no
my pipe.
expert. I don't think anyone really is an expert. But we're all experts of our own opinions. And that's something that you've got to remember. You've got to take everything that's said in any of these videos, and not just mine, as an opinion. And everyone's opinion is equally valid. Someone might smoke this and, say it's shit. And they're misguided or not. They're welcome to that opinion. It's just as valid as my opinion. And I think this is fucking fantastic. That's Cornell and Deal's Cajun Cake. Cornell and Deal, long may they continue. I'm going to finish this bowl, but that's it for now. So cheers. Yaki da. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a good comment. Bye.